Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of GDQ Hotfix shows. I'm your host, Regal. This is Game Over. Game Over is a show where we like to put on games that are either known for their high levels of difficulty or runs that are being played on a game that is set at a higher difficulty than it normally is set on, sometimes with an extra bit of self-imposed challenge just to make things interesting. Tonight, we have two really cool runs from some really good runners. First up, we have Elden Ring, a new category featuring the DLC Two Gods Glitchless, run by Nuclear Pasta Tom. And then after that, we also have a challenge level gauntlet showcase of Astro Bot. Some of the hardest levels in the game, is my understanding, by King J. First off, though, like I said, we have Nuclear Pasta Tom running Elden Ring. You want to take it away, Tom?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Nuclear Pasta Tom. People call me NPT for short sometimes. And I've been doing speedruns of Elden Ring pretty much since the game came out. And it's the first game of that I've sped run. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be completing the Two God speedrun glitchless. So pretty much no glitches. Maybe one or two things you might see are considered glitches to some people, but you can look in the rules. It's allowed. Anyway, what do we mean by Two Gods? Well, Two Gods is a category where we're going to be completing the DLC percent as well as the any percent of the game, the base game. And we're going to be killing the two bosses at the end, Elden Beast, which is the boss you kill at the end of any percent, and Consort Radon. So maybe a little spoiler if you guys haven't seen the DLC yet, but Consort Radon is the second god that we will be killing. Do you want me to just get right on into it?
If you want to go over the character creation, you can do that if you'd like.
Yeah, of course. So one of the tried and true classes that we choose of these 10 is Samurai. It gives you a bow as well as a small shield, and sometimes the Uchi Katana is very useful in some runs. But in this category, the Uchi actually is just for vanity. Really, there's no use of having it.
It looks cool.
It just looks cool, right? The armor on this class is really nice too, and the small shield is very important, especially for one of the last bosses in the run.
I'm guessing the samurai, like the bow, is used for like bow cancels. That's like the best reason.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that.
Sure, we can talk about when you get to it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the bow is important for bow cancels, and we actually use it for a skip in the DLC. But yeah, the keepsake we choose, we have some choices here. You can do the golden seed for like safety to get more healing items. But we choose Lands Between rune. It gives us 3,000 runes at the start, which is plenty to get our character up and running for the run. We need to buy a couple things at the start, so it's a little more speedy that way. But yeah, I am ready to go whenever you guys are.
Yeah, just count us in, Tom.
All right, so it's going to be 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. So basically, the first thing we got to do is grab this finger. I'm also going to be doing a lot of some real-time strategies. We're gonna pretty much be opening doors.
We're gonna be opening doors.
gotta open the doors. Don't quit out there. In the leaderboard runs, you quit out a lot. I just did a bow cancel. Pretty much when you two-hand the bow at a certain time in the air, when you land, your character is in the animation of holding the bow with two hands, and if you land at the right time, it completely removes the fall animation, and you just keep on moving when you land. I might miss a couple in the run, so you'll see how how much time you actually lose per bow cancel that you fail. There was a tutorial boss there at the start, Grafted Scion.
I see you already died.
Yeah, we just you gotta die at the start of these runs. It's good luck.
Yeah. It's game over. It's appropriate.
Tom did that item called the Finger Sever, and it might be something that like no one's really seen be used in a speedrun, but there's going to be an encounter in the DLC that when you finish it, you actually use the Finger Sever. It's an online item that gets you out of a invaded world. So that's what that's going to be used for. It's going to be time save for that. Now, the beginning of this run is a bit different than the other runs that have been done in the past for Elden Ring. We discovered that we can actually get Torrent from the Seaside Ruins Grace, and it is faster overall to do that. So we're going to talk to Kale here at the Church of Ella. We're going to buy 21 daggers, get our crafting kit, and then we're going to do a pivot warp to the first step. So we've got 2 graces unlocked. We unlocked first step and we unlocked the Church of Ella. Now, if you unlock a 3rd grace anywhere in the open world, Melina will show up and she will give you Torrent. The only 2 graces that this is an exception to is Gatefront and Aguil Lake North. If you just run straight to those, she will appear, which is usually what we do in the speedrun. But because we're going to be gathering items to unlock more of like the mid-game area, Altus Plateau, the items are the Dectus Medallions, or the halves of the Dectus Medallion. This actually brings us closer to those, and it brings us closer to the boss that we're going to be fighting to get our main weapon, the Bloodhound's Fang.
It is weird to see this instead of Gatefront.
Right? Yeah. It's kind of cool though. It saves probably 10 seconds overall from Gatefront path. So it's really nice that it's been added into the speedrun. So we just talked to Melina and she gave us the Spectral Steed Whistle, which gives us access to our horse, which is really nice for traversal through this open world game. We're going to head over to the first half of the Dectus Medallion, which is going to be accessed through this teleport chest over here. I'm going to keep the armor on just in case the rat is mean. Okay, we were good. And once you go in this teleport chest, it's going to take us to the center of Caelid in a crystal tunnel called Celia Crystal Tunnel. And we just need to escape it and head on over to a fort, which contains the Dectus half that we need to get.
This is like the longest load screen in the game.
Yeah, this is the longest load screen in the game, I believe. We don't need any items in here. We actually have we're going to have the money necessary for it all. Did not get attacked by any pest threads, so
yeah.
I was very lucky there. My health was like half too, so could have died. But yeah, we're heading over to essentially the first skip of the run. It's called Celia Skip, so this area is known as Celia. There we go, Celia Town of Sorcery. And we're going to climb some branches over here, these branches there up top. We're going to do a couple backwards. Okay. Well, we're going to do a couple of backwards jumps. And then we're going to climb this branch, fail it. Nice. Come on up. And climb this branch as well. And then climb the cliffside, and you're up on the top of Caelid pretty much. We're going to grab this grace over here. It's the Church of the Plague. It's going to be useful to access one of the bosses, one of the shard bearers that we need to get, need to kill for the run. I can talk about that while we talk to Melina to get to access to the round table. In order to complete the game or progress the campaign as well as the DLC, you need to kill 2 shard bearers. So the 2 are not specific for any percent, but the 2 shard bearers are specific for the DLC. So you have to kill Radon and Moog in Mogwin Palace. So in order to keep the route speedy, we kill Radon and Moog at the start. And don't kill anything else. We just grabbed the battle axe from Roundtable, and you also have to visit Roundtable to complete the game, to complete the any percent. The doorway to the capital does get blocked if you don't visit the Roundtable once. All right, so we grabbed a sacred tear there. That is an upgrade item for our flasks of crimson tears and cerulean tears. It helps increase the amount that we heal and get our magic back. So we're gonna grab a couple of those because, well, we're gonna be in some late game areas, especially the DLC is as late a game area as possible in this game. That's what they decided to do. So we just got to have some kind of survivability. We're going to go into Fort Faroth now, and we're going to get 2 items here that are important. The first one being the 1/2 of the Dectus Medallion. And then we're also going to be grabbing the Radagon Sword Seal, which is a talisman that you can equip on your character, which gives you health, stamina, and some strength stats. I missed the chest skip, but that's okay. We're just going to keep on moving. So it's important just because when you wear that talisman, you don't have to level up your character and spend money getting those stats. As well as it's important in an upcoming battle. We're going to quit out here. It's safer. The rats are really, really evil.
The rats are evil.
So we grab Sword Seal. Now we're going to head to the Church of Ella. There's a specific reason that we do this. We actually see Ronnie. Hi, Ronnie. Bye, Ronnie.
Hello, Ronnie.
And the reason why we did that is she makes it nighttime right when we appear there. So it was already nighttime, but we just cycled it again. And the nighttime is important for an enemy known as Magnus, who is required to get access to Mogwin Palace early through Vari's questline. In Vari's questline, you have the ability to either invade somebody's world, like PvP type world, 3 times, or invade Magnus, who was added later on in the game in a later patch for solo players. So that way you can get access to Mogwin Palace, which is where Moog is, earlier than like getting access to the capital potentially. Yeah, so we grabbed a golden seed. That is what we use to upgrade the total number of flasks that we get in the run. We're gonna get up to 6, not that much, but it should be enough to survive some pretty deadly areas. The next place that we're going, just because it's faster, since you essentially when you go into, essentially when you teleport from one grace to another, there's a chance that you get a stand-up animation. And the stand-up animation, like if you get a bunch of them, it just adds up over time and your run gets slower. So we've kind of sequenced this such that you make it nighttime, you get access to another area, Liurnia, which we're going to do a little cliff jump here. Get access to Liurnia, which is kind of like a midpoint location between Limgrave and Altus Plateau also holds one of the blacksmiths, EG, who we are going to definitely be talking to. He's got some very valuable items and he can upgrade our equipment rather speedily compared to the round table. So I just jumped into this like air spirit spring type thing. Essentially, you can jump into that, and when you land, the effect of jumping into it makes it such that you take no fall damage. So you can fall from really great heights and still live. So that's why I took that path, so we could take a more straight line to the item that we're about to pick up, which is a recipe book for freezing grease. That's going to be one of the things that we're going to be using to cause a good amount of damage on the upcoming bosses. And then we're going to take this teleporter right here. It's going to teleport us to the front of Raya Lucaria. It's this castle in the middle of the giant Liurnia Lake that we are in right now. And we do have to grab this grace because in Vare's quest line, he moves to the Blood Church, which is behind where I am right now. And that's the quickest way to access him, pretty much.
Tom, are you okay with me reading a couple of announcements real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just writing to EG.
Okay. So, Back to Black 2025, the upgrade to UBAF will be live February 6th to the 9th here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel, benefiting Race Forward. Catch the action and support an incredible cause. You can type !BTB in chat to see the event schedule. And if you want to find out more about the all-black speedrunning community, type !BAF in Twitch chat. Also, if you'd like to support GDQ Hotfix, check out the 2024 Season 4 shirt at theyeti.com/GDQ. And back to you, Tom.
All right. So we just grabbed the rhymed crystal buds. That's one of the ingredients that the freezing grease recipe requires. I didn't get a teleport or a teleport warp here, a pivot warp, but that's okay. We're just going to slowly go to the seaside ruins there. And yeah, that's one of the items. The second item you need in the recipe for freezing grease is root resin, which we're going to be picking up. I think we already picked some up. I was supposed to pick up some extra, but we can pick up extra if I don't get enough from this pickup. We're going to be grabbing this Aguil Lake South Grace. It's a really nice pivot point between the boss, Derrywill, over there, as well as access to the other Dectus half, which is more like this direction, but there's going to be a merchant that we want to talk to who has a couple of items that are very important for this run. Namely being the festering fingers, which are used to invade Magnus's world. So we're going to buy as many of those as we can because Magnus is he can be pretty fickle and decide to just kill you outright, and it's really annoying. So we're going to have as many tries as we can with him, as well as sleep arrows, which are important for one of the later game bosses, the Godskin duo. So we're just gonna quickly buy. I didn't pop this, that's okay. We're gonna buy all these, and we're gonna buy these sleep arrows, every single one. And then we're gonna move on to Fort Height, which is where the other Dectus half is. We're gonna grab one more item for safety. I'm gonna grab these blood rose as well as this one here, and then we're going to grab the recipe book inside Fort Height, which is used to create blood grease. So normally in the leaderboard run, you don't pick this up. You have enough blood grease. You actually find 2 coming up in the main path of the speed run. We just jumped into that one guy because if you don't jump into him, he can follow you up the ladder. So I'm just making sure that there was another guy we jumped past, and he can sometimes climb the ladder. But he decided to be friendly today. I am not getting chest skips today. That's something.
Those things are so annoying to do.
I don't know what's going on with that.
I like gave up on them whenever I was running all remembrances because like it's like such a it's such a long run.
Second.
Like
Yeah.
you know, like I have other things to practice.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we teleported back to the road to the manor where EG is, but we don't have any money. We don't have any items, anything, so we can't really use them yet. We need to get our upgrade stones as well as some money, some runes. So in order to do that, we're going to head towards Altus Plateau. This Dectus lift, you can see like a big wall structure on the left side of the screen near the top. That's the Dectus lift. That's where we're heading. I'm going to check some... Okay, so we don't have the root resin. So I'm actually going to get a quick little safety root resin here. Some of you may not even know that this exists, but there is some root resin over by this church. There's 3 pickups here. If anyone was curious.
I don't know where most of the root resin pickups are. Like I know the ones that you get in the 80% glitchless run. And even then, that was new information to me when I started running that.
Exactly. Yeah. When I was routing some of these categories, I was looking for like as close as possible root resin, and that was one of the potential candidates, but it didn't make the cut. But it makes it kind of here because it's nice safety.
It's funny the like tiny nuances of the game that usually don't really matter until you like start the speedrun, and then you have to route out these optimizations, and it's like, oh well, now I need to know where the crafting materials are.
Exactly. Yeah. Lots of layers to the speedrun for sure. All right, I'm just gonna quickly craft. Oh, not that many. We're just only gonna craft 2. That should be enough. We're also gonna unequip arrows. So for some reason, I don't know why, when you have arrows equipped and you teleport to a grace, sometimes you have a stand-up animation because you have arrows equipped.
Yeah.
And then when you take them off, you don't have a stand-up animation.
I actually
no sense.
I really don't like that because the fact that you can eliminate stand-up animations make quit outs in this game like a little too common.
They are really common, especially for leaderboard runs.
Yeah, you don't get punished for the quit out like at all. In fact, a lot of times like, you save like a tiny bit of time because you don't get a stand-up animation, and you can like reset your stamina.
It's kind of dumb that like if you quit out at graces, you save like 1.5 seconds to a
little
teleport.
Too many quit outs for this game when you're going for top times.
Yeah, I agree. I do. All right, we just picked up some lightning grease. That's going to be used to kill Bloodhound Knight Derrywill. It's going to be equipped on this battle axe. So why did we pick up this battle axe? Well, we're about to find out. The top on the left side, you can see the words Wild Strikes. That's the weapon art of this weapon. And what it does is it just wildly swings left and right, back and forth, until your stamina runs out pretty much. And we like to essentially kill things as quickly as possible. And some NPCs have essentially get locked in okay, this guy's having some fun today. Essentially get locked in place when you use this weapon. the wild strikes, as well as pin them against a wall. So we're going to do that. Hopefully, first try. We'll see how Magnus cooperates today. We're heading on over to him now. He's going to be this little red invasion right here.
Get some combat now.
Getting some combat. Yeah, we're starting to get into the actual fun part of the run, as some would say. All right, so I'm going to back up a little bit and then apply the grease. It prevents an immediate hit that sometimes he just jumps right into you. He's being weird. We're going to take a hit. We're going to corner him. And then we're going to pray he doesn't do a lion's claw attack, which he does like a flip. And he didn't, so we made it through. Let's go. That's huge. So we needed to kill Magnus for Vari's questline, as well as he drops an upgrade material, the Somber 6, which I just quickly closed out, but you can see it on the right side. So Somber smithing stones are the upgrade material for our weapon of choice, the Bloodhound's Fang. And you only need 1 stone per upgrade. Now, there's other weapons like this Uchi Katana that is a smithing stone weapon. And that takes it takes 12 stones per upgrade tier. And there's like 8 tiers. So that's a lot of stones. We don't want to be collecting those. So we want to find weapons that require very little number of stones, like the somber weapons, and the ones that are like on the beaten path of the speed run. So we killed Magnus. Now we're going to be heading towards the front of the capital. We're going to be heading that way. While we do that, we're about to pick up another upgrade material over on this chair, a Somber 5. And luckily, EG sells us Sombers 1 through 4. So all we need now is money. So how do we get money? We kill later game bosses. But we don't really have anything strong. We've got a +0 Uchi, a +0 battle axe. However, we do have a shield. And the shield will kill this boss essentially in 1 hit. And you'll see how.
That must be a strong shield.
It's a very strong shield.
Do you mind me getting a couple announcements in just real quick while you're writing?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. GDQ's next all-women and femmes speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2025, will be live from March 9th to the 16th, benefiting National Women's Law Center. Visit gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information on the event, or use !FF in Twitch chat to check out the schedule. Also, GDQ is hiring. If you're interested in becoming a host volunteer coordinator, go to gamesdonequick.com/jobs and apply before February 17th. And back to the run.
All right, so we're heading into this, what looks like somewhat dangerous area. He can shoot at us. He decided to today. That's nice. But it's okay. Torrent just takes the hit for us, and we'll be all right. All right, here is a boss that is guarding the capital. We have to kill him to get access to it. And luckily, there's a cliffside over here, so I wonder what we're gonna do.
Huh.
Wonder what we're gonna do. Don't even look. Just he's gonna die.
Oh, that is a good shield.
It is a very good shield. Can't live without it.
Man, that strat is so cool.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
All right, we have this seal now at the door, so we still can't access the capital. Now we have to kill the 2 shard bearers that I previously mentioned. So we have a bunch of money, but let's make it such that, you know, this fight is a little more doable. Just upgrade our strength and dex a bit for more damage. We're going to take care of some flask management as well. Upgrade them, get an extra number, allocate them. So it's 3 mana, 3 HP. And now we're going to head over to this Ever Jail, which has Bloodhound Knight Will. I took off some of the armor to give my character light load. This is just a personal preference. Other people use full armor for this, but I use it because light rolls have a farther distance, so you can get around him easier. Oh, I missed.
So did he.
Well, I'm a little afraid of this. Okay, well, he's dead now.
Just how we drew it up.
Just how we drew it up. I missed the first weapon art, Wild Strikes, but we got the kill. So that's all that matters. I quit out here because it's actually faster than to just wait for the to reappear, because you appear at the center, but if you quit out, you reappear where like you were standing when you quit out. All right, now we're heading over to this Grace that, you know, it just seems kind of out of nowhere, but there is somebody nearby that we're going to have to deal with in the future. So we're just setting up a little bit for the future. All right, we got our weapon of choice, the Bloodhound's Fang. We have money. Let's get our weapon upgraded to +6 because that's as high as we can go right now. We're going to buy the stones from EG. He conveniently has 1 through 4. Quickly upgrade. Quickly, yes. They decided to add some menu delay in the DLC patch, so that has been fun.
So I experienced all the menu lag, you know, with the new patch, and then went back to 1.02 without the lag, and oh, it felt so good.
So this might seem a little strange. We're just jumping off a cliffside, but there's this mechanic in the game called Stake Americas that if you landed in the area of it, when you die, you can spawn right next to where the stake is located. And fortunately, it's right in front of the teleporter to the boss fight for Radahn, Star Scourge Radahn.
Not a glitch.
So here we go. This is the first shard bearer we're going to fight. We're not going to do any kind of despawn tactic. It's too slow. We're just going to go straight up to him, see what type of attacks he does. All right, he did 3 arrows. And we need him to get the attack there, right there. That's the one where he spreads the swords. Get 4 R1s or light attacks. Wait for the horse to pop up. Do a weapon art combo. This is a bad position. I think I'm okay. Okay. 2 R1s. Set up for a stagger into a riposte at his head.
Nice.
And from this, you get a kill where you don't even have to worry about the second phase.
Nice. Well done. Getting that stagger into the riposte is actually pretty tricky. Takes some practice, definitely.
Yeah. There's some timing to it, and sometimes you can get like stamina memed where the jump attack does twice as much stamina as it should, and it can mess with the strat a bit. But yeah, that's how we kill Radahn. That's 1 shard bearer. We're gonna head back to the round table because this is required to progress Vare's quest line. So we're gonna upgrade a bit, specific numbers. And then we're going to talk to Enya, and she tells us about the Golden Order, and we're just like, yeah, that's cool, but I want to I want to get out of here and talk to Vare, who is
cool.
now at the Blood Church. What did you say?
That's cool, but
yeah, that's cool. But,
whatever.
I'm okay.
Moving on.
I don't really need to worry about that right now. Maybe later. All right, so this structure here in the distance is the Blood Church. Vare is going to be at the front of it. And he's going to talk to us, and then he's going to give us the Festering Fingers. But we already used some Festering Fingers. So we're just going to essentially do a sequence break, quit out, and progress his storyline. So he gives us the fingers. We're going to quit out here. We don't want to talk to him anymore. We just want to progress his quest line. And now we have access to the next part.
I love
so he gives us this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, he gives us this Lord of Blood's favor, which we are going to now get the Blood of a Maiden on. And luckily, right next to this Grace, there's this Lady Irina, who, hi, and we're just gonna get some blood from her and return to Vare.
I love all the NPC killing in this run.
You say you love it, but then when it resets runs,
have you ever had
the greatest feeling?
Have you ever died to Alexander before?
I mean, truthfully, yeah.
Like in a run, it's happened to me like one time, and I like screamed.
Maybe in a run, yeah.
I was not expecting it.
Or like I didn't get the sneak attack, and then I didn't have mana, and it just all didn't go out as planned. Yeah, I think that's happened to me before. All right, we're gonna do a bit of inventory management here. For some reason, the game decided to... Okay, we gotta put Source Seal on. Gotta remember that. Before I talk about that, we're gonna get this item, the Pure Blood Knight's Medal. We're going to use it to go straight to Mogwin Palace. So we progress Vare's questline enough that we have access to the second Shard Bearer now. So I switched my weapon from my left hand to my right hand, and there's a specific reason why I did that, and it's kind of dumb this is a thing, but when you have your weapon in your left hand and you use a grease that applies some kind of status like bleed or frost. When you apply the hit, you apply the frost on, or the bleed. Whenever you attack him next, that next hit is not going to apply any bleed or frost afterward. But if you have it in your right hand, every single hit, when you proc the bleed, the next hit will apply more bleed. So it actually matters in this strategy for Moog. He's one of the later game bosses in the base game, so he has like about 20,000 health. So it's really important that we get the hits in the right order.
Yeah, this game is some weird things like that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know why that is a thing, but luckily we're able to use it to hopefully one cycle Moog today. I'm gonna grab this Grace for safety. These enemies can one-shot me, so we're going to lock onto this guy and throw a Kukri, which Kukris make a lot of noise, and every enemy is just gonna be like, ooh, I want to go over to that noise.
What was that?
What's up? What's up with that? Oh, we got a chest cancel. Let's go. And we just got a very late upgrade material, the ancient somber smithing stone. It's the last one we need. But we still need like 7, 8, and 9. I'm gonna apply a rune arc because it lets me live through some of the attacks that Moog does, just in case I get hit. All right, here we go. So we're gonna apply frost to our weapon. So we've got frost and bleed. There's naturally bleed on this weapon. And we're gonna wait till he gives us an attack that we can charge R2. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to R1 for the delay, charge R2, and we just need one more. Stick it in the ground. Thank you. I did not get a headshot, so it's a second version of this. So I'm going to do full weapon art combo. Then I'm going to do charge R2. Then I'm going to back away from this bleed, throw a dagger because I missed. Hit him once. Hit him twice. Get this attack.
Nice.
Weapon art for the stagger. Riposte. And if it's by the B on the on his name, it's gonna be a kill. There we go. We got the one cycle. Let's go, dude.
Sick. Yeah, Moog can be kind of annoying. Like you always want to like keep his poise up for these like scripted.
Exactly. That's why we bought the throwing daggers, so that way we could keep the poise. What happens is the daggers hit the enemy, and there's like a normal, a natural regeneration time for an enemy's posture, but the daggers reset that when you hit them with it. So we kind of use that to our advantage.
Yeah, he can do some attacks that just waste your time.
Definitely, like that blood rain attack. That one just is a giant stall.
Yep, and then you got to reset his poise. DLC.
All right, we are in the DLC now. Kind of weird that we're here already, right? But we would like to get some items from it and progress some of the map just because we're here already. And we don't need to get the grace before we touch the hand to get here, the hand in the cocoon. But we grabbed the Blade of Mercy. This is an absolutely excellent talisman. Whenever you riposte, you get 20% more damage for 20 seconds after a riposte. So we're going to be doing a lot of riposte in this run. We also grabbed what is called a Skidoo Tree Fragment. And we're also climbing this cliffside with Torrent. Not really intended, we don't think, but it was found like first day of the DLC. They haven't changed it, so
not too hard to do either.
I guess it's intended. Yeah, it's not too hard. Anyone. Casual playthroughs can definitely use it.
Yeah.
However, this skip coming up is a little more challenging. It can be kind of fickle. Sometimes you cannot have your position does not get reset when you land in a certain spot. So I'm gonna get a safety grace just in case the game decides that I am supposed to die. All right, so I will talk about Skidoo Tree Fragments after this skip.
I think you're probably good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good now. So what are Skidoo Tree Fragments? They are an upgrade material for specifically the DLC. So they decided to make the DLC as late a game as area as possible. And essentially, these fragments increase the damage as well as the damage reduction of your character, just added on to what you can already do. So it's really nice to collect a lot of these. We are actually breaking the stone, which this is also a new thing in the DLC, that there are these sealed spirit springs. And if you break the stone, which if you shoot it with an arrow, it's a bit quicker than running up to it and like rolling into it. You can access this spirit spring. And now we're heading towards the center of the DLC known as GDQ Altus. So Altus Plateau, GDQ Altus, they have a lot of variation in their naming, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to grab this just for safety. We're going to be in an area with a big dragon and some Black Knight archers and stuff, so we really don't want to get hit here. Our health is really low. So I'm just going to go behind this guy, and we should be safe from here. There is a chance he can shoot us from behind, but it looks like we're going to be okay. So essentially, we're collecting these Skidoo tree fragments. We're also getting access to this area there, the Shadow Keep. One of the bosses that locks us from the final boss in the DLC is located there. And we also need to get access to the Shadow Keep to travel to the other area where the second boss is located. So we're only killing 3 bosses in the DLC. There's a total of 42 in the DLC when you just play casually, but we only need access to 2 to get to the final one.
Are you doing Hippo as well?
I am going to be... Oh, I guess that we killed 3. Yeah.
4.
I am doing Hippo, which is where we're heading now. But we're not strong enough yet to fight Hippo, so we're just going to grab the Grace in front of him and fight him later. Now, I grabbed that Grace, High Road Grace, because 1, it had a Skidoo tree fragment there, and 2, there's this NPC called Hornscent, who, if you don't talk to him and like go through his quest line in the DLC, he will show up later in a fight before the final boss, and we don't want him there. Actually, in the world record run that I got a couple days ago, we do fight him there. It is time save, but for the purpose of this, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot riskier. To do that.
I can see how it could save like a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 15 seconds.
Really, that's more than I thought. I guess if you get like good RNG on the fight.
Yeah.
But it is so annoying. It is so annoying.
He can be really annoying.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna look at Hippo, say, yeah, no, we're not fighting you yet. We're gonna come back later. So we're gonna go back to the safer place, the base game, and get access to the capital now because we killed our 2 shard bearers. So I'm gonna do a little bit of leveling before we do that. All right. And we got some health, so we can survive some hits, which is nice. And we got enough damage that the bosses coming up really won't be much of a problem, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think you're probably used to doing this with a lot less stats.
In any percent glitchless, you definitely use a lot less. We got like we got like 450,000 runes from Mogwin, or from Mog himself. So that is way more than how much you have from any percent glitchless. All right, we're coming up to the first skip. I am gonna do the not the safe way. So let's see if I can do this. First try.
Nice. I hate doing it that way. There's a keyboard strat that I use, like where you hang off the edge and then you like tap WA and then roll. It works
Yes, I
pretty
was
well.
learning that, but I couldn't get it consistent, so I stopped.
Well, I think
Stopped doing
the
it.
punch way is probably a little faster. So if you can do it,
It might
that
be
way.
a little faster, but consistency is key really in these
Right.
speed runs.
Yeah. So whatever works for you is, good. This jump is also annoying. Like
Yeah, you just gotta
surprisingly annoying.
Get up to that little peak and then. Okay, well,
This guy. When you don't quit out here, this guy is annoying.
he's okay. So if you guys have seen the 80% glitchless run, you may know that there's another way of getting to the center of the capital called bridge skip, or as what the community calls it, just ruined my life skip.
There's a lot of those, actually.
The reason why we're not using it now, well, especially in this run, and since it's real time, is that if you fail it, because of the way that they added menu delay, you can't quit out when you fail it. So you have to jump across these arches along a gap, along like a pit. And if you miss one of the arches, you have to quit out, but you'll die now. So it's a reset point. So I'm not going to really worry about that. We're going to go the safe way. We're going to pick up the black bow, which is a nice bow to use for the Godskin duo. We're going to apply sleep using that bow. And we're making our way to essentially the throne room in the Erdtree, that big door right there. That's the way we're going. But we're going to be stopped real quickly by one of my favorite bosses, the first Elden Lord, Godfrey. You may recognize him on the screen.
This is legitimately like a really fun boss.
Yeah, he is. He's fun. So we're hopefully going to kill him after one stagger. So I throw Kukri for a little bit of damage. We get the axe throw. That's good. We got hit, but that's not the end of the world. We may play it safe. Who needs to play it safe? Let's just go. There we go. And that should be a one cycle.
Nice.
All right, he gave us a talisman pouch as well, so now we can have 2 talismans on our character. We're going to put on the Blade of Mercy first. And then hopefully we'll get another one for our next talisman, the Warrior Jar Shard that we got from Alex. That's why we killed him, not because we're heartless, because we needed some damage. All right, I'm going to just get this grace for safety. We just passed that assassin. If you stand on its left side, it has no field of vision, and you just walk past him, run past him, even though you're like hitting her the whole entire time. She doesn't care. All right, so Morgott can be an issue sometimes, but if I just play it smart, we should be okay. Nice miss. Okay. So what we did there was we used a throwing dagger not just to keep poise, but to also get some poise damage. So we used that to get, you can do one last attack to stagger him, which was very nice. And luckily we staggered him before he did that rain of arrows. And it kind of made the final sequence, the weapon art combo, for free because of that.
Allow me you are prevented the thorn.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like,
Become my purpose.
landing these weapon art attacks is actually, like, pretty tricky. Especially, like, trying to time your iframes with the second attack, like, perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
About to do this skip again. We got
Nice.
it. Oh man, we're having a good day. Except we fell there. So we'll quit it out. We did the hard part.
Messed up the
We did the hard part, messed up the easy. Happens way too many times on my stream.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. And then if you roll here, you can get a little speed boost going down that hill. It's just nice. Nice to do. And we did get a talisman pouch from Morgott, so now we can equip all three. So now we have our extra health and damage, more damage after riposte, and more damage for the weapon art, the Bloodhound's Finesse, the one that makes me go backwards and forwards quickly. All right, so we now have access to the next area in the game. When we were talking to Melina, she kind of told us, you know, we can't get access to the throne room. We need to get rid of the impenetrable thorns. So, okay, this is a cluster. I'm just gonna stay down here. I'm not gonna do the thing where you stand on the top of the lift. I'm okay. So yeah, there are impenetrable thorns that we need to get rid of in order to access the throne room in the capital. So in order to do that, we gotta find this like sacred flame, and the flame is in the mountaintop, so that's where we're heading.
Mountaintops. My favorite area.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Everyone loves mountaintops.
Yeah, and for some reason, they decided to give the enemies horses in this area, but we're not allowed to summon Torrent for some reason. I don't know. But one of the modders, the fifth Matt, who made the randomizer, he made it such that in the randomizer you can ride Torrent on his bridge.
Really? I don't think I ever tried that in the rando here.
It is probably the best randomizer I've ever used.
Well, it's a good rando. I've never tried riding Torrent here. I know that there's a setting.
Okay.
There's a setting where you can ride Torrent in the Abyssal Woods, which is amazing.
Yes.
That
the
is
horse
amazing
blinders,
setting.
yeah.
But I never tried it here. That's cool.
Yeah, he added it there. He was like, it should just be there. It should just be in the game.
I agree.
All right, we are now in the Forbidden Lands, and it's essentially the connection between the capital and mountaintops, where we're going to be going to the rolled lift. And Melina gave us the rolled medallion. I kind of quickly clicked through it, but we do have it. And since we're heading more towards late game stuff, and we have the hippo blocking us in the DLC, we need some upgrade materials. So luckily, there is one right here nearby that we can grab. We need a Somber 7, a Somber 8, and a Somber 9. So the Somber 7 is right here, replacing a tooth. Okay. We're just having fun in the mouth of the skull.
Thank you, Torrent.
Thank you very much for that. So that was one of the upgrades. We just need the 8 and the 9 now. We're also going to pick up this extra freeze grease over here, just for safety. Some of the bosses towards the end can be a bit meddlesome.
The freeze grease I used on Gideon in my 80%
Yes, the classic freeze grease for Gideon.
Because not using it is very scary.
Yes, it is. Definitely. Luckily, we don't need it for this route. We have enough damage. All right, we just went up the lift. I skipped some cutscenes of us going up a lift. We don't need to watch those. So now we're in the mountaintop of the giants, which is one of the least favorite areas in the speedrun just because of the sheer amount of torrenting we have to do.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it does have some important stuff. Basically one item that we can get in this area.
I mean, honestly, it can be a nice little break. Some downtime in your run.
Yeah,
I think it's just a
use it
little
for,
long.
like, just mental collection,
Yeah.
for sure.
I wish it was just
Zone
a
out,
little,
prepare for
little
the gauntlet that's coming up. you know.
right. A little shorter though. I would prefer. Let's say.
That would be nice. Like this bridge could be half the length
Yeah.
easily.
This bridge need to be this big.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
While you're riding, do you mind if I get some more announcements here, Tom?
Go right ahead.
Okay. So tune in to Speedruns 2025 from February 27th to March the 2nd. If you have any experience in any of the runs and are interested in commentating for the English restream, use !Speedruns in chat to learn more and apply before February 12th. That's SPEEDONS. You can also join the official GDQ Discord and add the hotfix role where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. Use !Discord in Twitch chat for more info. And back to you, Tom.
All right. So we just got a Somber 8 Stonos conveniently in that Scarab. There is a faster one that you can get near the boss in this area, but this one is just convenient. It doesn't really add much time to the run, like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
maybe.
I actually much preferred getting that Somber 8 over the one you shoot off.
Over the shoot.
The ledge.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we are heading over to the freezing lake in the mountaintops. There's 2 paths we can take. We can either go up this hill and up to the left, or we can go through the freezing lake. We're going to choose to go through the freezing lake. And just for safety, I'm also going to quit out coming up. So that way one of these skips isn't too bad. But if you compare the time it takes in real time for going across the invisible bridge the other pathway, rather than doing this skip here, it's basically the same amount of time if you do one quit out and you get it first try. So we're just going to do it this way. It's cooler if I get it, at least. You can do it without quitting out, but just safety wise, it's better because Borealis's attacks can definitely hurt and maybe even one shot you with this health.
If you mess up, like, you can just die.
So we can go up these rocks, do a quick little jump over, and there we go. That's a little skip. Saves like 10 seconds, probably, compared to the other path that was used in the past.
Okay, Tom, would you prefer to do our hour, at the hour break before the next boss or after?
I'd like to kill Hippo before it.
Oh, okay. So you are going to...
We are going to get to this the Grace in front of this boss, upgrade, and then go kill Hippo. So, like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay.
From now.
So would you prefer to go ahead and take the break now before fighting any more bosses?
I prefer it after I kill the next one.
Okay, we can do it that way. All right.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we're just traveling more towards where we need to go, which is the Forge of the Giants. And there's a whole bunch of giants like frozen here, so I wonder what boss is in this area. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, there are a lot of giants, but they're covered in snow. Maybe like an ice giant.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, that
That would
seems
be
likely.
cool. I
Yeah.
think that would be a cool boss.
Oh,
This giant hand falls. We're gonna just ride around it. It doesn't notice us if you're on the left side. And we're going to grab this grace and upgrade with the stones that we just got. We couldn't find a convenient somber 9 yet, but luckily in the DLC there is one. We just have to kill Hippo to get access to it. All right, so now we're going to go back to the front of Hippo, do a bit of upgrading, and then hopefully get Hippo first try. All right, those are the stats. Now we're going to upgrade our Skadoo Blessing. That's what we use the fragments for. We're going to go up to 3. Not that high, but it is enough damage for the boss right here. All right, we got the good attack. Why is my game lagging? I'm scared now. Okay, we're good. Gonna throw a dagger. He's gonna do this attack. I don't know what else to call it right now. And then we're gonna do this weird repose where I can teleport to the other side.
that's so wild.
And then we're going to do a calculated stagger to skip this attack where he summons a whole bunch of arrows. Then we're going to stagger or repose him again. R1, weapon art,
Nice.
and he's dead. I can grab this grace and we can
Okay.
kill here. Normally I run through that doorway, but I can just wait here.
Okay, so we are going to take a short, maybe 5-minute break for the run, everybody. So if you want to get up and take a stretch, get some snacks, just take care of yourself. We'll be right back after, just a short little break. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to GDQ Hotfix. Game over. We are doing a run of 2 Gods Glitchless and Elden Ring with Nuclear Pasta Tom. We are just back from break. Tom, take it away.
All right, we just killed Hippo, who is guarding the Shadowkeep entrance. And now we're going to go into Shadowkeep and get access to the 2 bosses, Mesmer and Romina, which are holding the access to the final area of the DLC. In this room, there is a nice consumable, the Golden Vow consumable. Some of you may know about the Golden Vow Ash of War, but now they give it to us as a consumable in the DLC. It's only a one-time use though, so it's not, can't use it every boss. So we're gonna use it on actually the next one coming up. We're gonna fight. Found a little strat that uses it. It was pretty cool. This is a terrible throw. Let's see what happens.
Oh, no. These enemies are very dangerous.
All right.
Okay, you're good.
He decided to be very calm today.
So many kukris have been thrown to avoid these guys.
Yeah, we decided to pop runes on elevators and lifts and stuff because it takes no time to do that. So that's why you see us do like a lot of inventory management and popping runes and all that stuff on these lifts. So I'm just gonna set up for the upcoming area. We're going to do that. We're gonna do that and that. And sure, that works. Watch out for this guy. He likes to surprise you. Got I got like a half a bow cancel there, so you could see like I was kind of stuck in place for a little bit.
They're a little
Bow cancel gets rid
precise.
of.
Like, they're not easy to time. It takes some practice.
Every single place has a different timing because of how long you fall right from the
Yeah,
from
it
the
takes
drop.
some time to like incorporate the muscle memory for like each drop that you do.
Yeah, some people like practice each one individually, but I essentially did it where like I just learned them as I did runs, and then eventually got the timing down for them, or kind of picked up on like, you know, okay, this, when you fall you immediately press the button, or like right when your character
Yeah.
starts moving down you press the button, and
When my head goes past this visual cue, I'll press the button. Like you just
yeah,
figure it
exactly,
out
that's
different
one way of
ways.
doing it for sure. All right, so because it's a DLC, the game likes to give us some strong items. Right here is a Somber 9, just for fun. Absolutely nothing required to get it. We just grab it right there. So now we have every upgrade material that we need. So we can upgrade our weapon to max, which does not happen in the 80% run nor the DLC percent run.
Some of these fights gotta be so comfy with that high upgrade level.
It definitely feels a lot better
Yeah.
than the defeat consort route. That is for sure. All right. So we are now in the ancient Rao ruins. If you look there, there's like a shadowy spiral area that needs to be unlocked. And the way you do that is by getting to the end of this area, killing the boss here, and then also killing the boss at the top of Shadowkeep, Mesmer. And you will get items for that. My positioning is terrible for this skip. I think this is right. If it's not, well, we got a safety grace. All right, we got the version where you don't take damage.
Yeah, I was about
the
to
scary
say.
version.
I know. I was very scared when you didn't land on that.
Yeah, but because it was on the left side of the tree, it was safe. If it was on the right, we could have potentially immediately died. So that's why you try to aim a little bit more left than right on that skip. All right, so this fire golem's going to be aggro to us, but we don't really want that. We're going to try to do a skip coming up using the mechanic of the spirit spring stones that seal the spirit springs. So if we look up this cliffside, you might notice it. It's really hard to see, but I'm just going to aim my bow in a specific direction. You can kind of see that white below my cursor right now, the white streams of air. I did not do a mighty shot, so that did not work. And you just line it up with the cursor. I actually use my mouse here to do that. And we shoot that. And we now have access to the Spirit Spring, which essentially skips the whole entire area. Saves like 25 seconds, I think.
In the All Remembrances run, we were using was it Morgot's shackle or something, and that is so nice. You can just take those things out from super far away.
Yeah, you can use a shackle to break these stones, kind of like how you can use a shackle to like confuse the chariots and the in those like heroes' graves. All right, we made it to the front of that Romina boss, but let's prepare the other boss in the Shadowkeep. So we just talked to Hornsent, did a little bit of his quest line, so that way we can summon him in the Mesmer fight. When you summon him and then talk to him after killing Mesmer, you essentially befriend him, and he does not want to fight you in the battle before the final boss. And that's what we were talking about before. We definitely do not want that to happen.
Yeah, that fight is annoying enough with just 2 NPCs.
Exactly. We'll see if I do it first try. We're now going to be climbing this storefront, and there is this convenient like spiral staircase. We're gonna grab this grace for safety in case we miss a skip coming up. And for some reason, you can just climb these statues and climb this hand. There we go. And I always say fire coil right here because it reminds me that I need to pick up these fire coils that are kind of hidden right here. And fire coils, essentially, they apply fire damage to a boss or to an enemy. And this can reset frost. So we actually use this on one of the bosses coming up for more damage. Whenever you have a freeze proc or a blood bleed proc, you do a lot of damage to the boss at once. So using fire to... I need to stop talking 1 sec. Okay. Once you apply freeze and then throw a fire coil, it resets the freeze so you can get another freeze proc in. Like, it resets the build up so you can get another one in. All right, so here is a Fire Knight that we really don't want to aggro, so we're just gonna crouch behind him. And we made it through Shadowkeep. We are now at the front of Messmer's entrance. Messmer's entrance. But we're not gonna fight him yet. Let's go back to the base game where there's easier enemies. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to upgrade our weapon to max. So we've pretty much done all of the traversal in this game, like the extra traversal to get to bosses. So now it's just going to be a nice rush of bosses coming up. All right, so we upgraded our weapon to max, and now we're going to head into the area where the Forge of the Giants is. And we're going to be greeted by a frost giant. No, it looks pretty red. I don't know about that one. Yeah, no, that's a fire giant.
Oh no. So, unexpected.
Yeah. We're going to apply magic grease here for damage, believe it or not. A drink here just to remember. And then he's going to give us this RNG. Hopefully I hit him in time. I think we're good. And you might look at this script and be like, dude, this is way easier than 8% glitchless. Come on.
You still need to kind of like position yourself for this script.
I might have hit him too early. We'll see.
Yeah, that last hit you have to like time.
I hit him. I timed it pretty late. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, the damage is so good. I think you're like, you're fine.
I had that extra. Yeah. He gave me the hands, like the hand on the ground, so I could just get a quick little charge or two as a backup.
I will say,
good.
In the 80% glitchless category, which is a very similar fight, that is like the hardest fight in the run. For me, at least. Getting that like perfect fire giant fight took so much practice.
Yeah, I completely understand. I developed the strat, so...
Oh, really? Man.
Yep.
So I have you to blame for all the time I spent practicing.
Honestly, you should thank me, though, for the phase 2, all right? Hitting him in the head is way better than what it used to be, okay?
I don't know what it was before that. Man, that strat's so hard to learn, to get consistent. It felt really satisfying to get it down, though.
For sure. All right, we're going to sit at this grace and level up just because it's a required one. So we're going to get to 35, 55, specific damage for an upcoming, the Godskin duo fight upcoming. And now we're going to talk to Melina. And she says, do you want to commit a cardinal sin? and that's burning the Erd tree right there. But we don't need to watch it. We're just gonna hold her hand and magically appear in some strange place. There we go. With dragons, no less. Faramazula. So this place has a boss who has destined death. As a really early cancel. And that's also the wrong arrows. We have to kill the boss, get the destined death, so that way we have the ability to kill the final boss or a god. So we're just gonna travel to the next boss area. Just gotta pass these enemies. It's really not too bad, especially, you know, if we get hit, it will probably live. Our health isn't too bad. But like in the 80% route, it's, you know, if you get hit here, you can die. So it's a little riskier for sure.
Yeah, this is like a part where you would do a lot of quit-outs to like reset your stamina regen, which like
definitely, yeah,
just pads the run length so much.
This area can be a little scary if he decides to do a quick attack, but I was lucky. Just kind of stuck back and watched.
That room also can lag your game so bad.
It just did, yeah.
Yeah.
It always does like a frame drop as I go through towards those like downstairs stairwell. The little steps. All right, let's get some bow cancels. And now, typically, this is the Somber 9 that you pick up, but we wanted more damage for Fire Giant, so we got the Somber 9 in the DLC. I'm going to grab this Grace just in case. We also did grab the extra money. Just in case, if we die here, we can go get some more sleep arrows. But we're really going to hope we don't. All right. So full stamina, 2 full weapon art combos on this boss. Get a quick riposte into a weapon art combo. Get all our stamina back. Charge our 2, block cancel. No block cancel this time. Doesn't matter. We're still okay.
Yeah, like, oh no.
I think we're gonna be all right. There we go. So we just killed Godskin Duo. If you did not like sleep them and kill them that quickly, they can spawn more, and it's essentially just a health pool that you saw at the bottom there. So we want to kill them as quickly as we can.
Yeah, it saves a good bit of time to like not have to wait for the other one to spawn in too.
Definitely, yeah. If you don't one cycle them like that, if you kill them too quick, the third one will take like 10 seconds to spawn. Which is just, you know, a waste of time for a speedrun, just waiting in a boss room. All right, we're coming up to another skip. We're gonna get this Grace for safety. It's called the bird skip. If you look to the right there, there's a bunch of birds. There's even more.
Oh yeah, there's more than just that.
They're very deadly, and there's a dragon over there, and it's a pretty long path, so we're just gonna skip it by going across the building, the side of the building that they're located on, right there. jump here, and I'm just gonna do the safe version. You can sprint during this whole thing, but I haven't done that in a while. And you just jump over this railing, and we have now skipped the birds,
Nice.
which is like 25 seconds time save, I think. It's a lot.
Yeah. I learned that skip on a PC that could not get 60 FPS here. It is
Oh no.
way harder. Oh my
I
gosh.
can only imagine.
The collision in this game is definitely different when your FPS is not at 60.
We're going to grab this grace here for safety because there's a specific strategy we want the next boss, Malekith, to do for us, where he runs at us and we kind of damage tank, but we hit him at the same time. But sometimes he just chooses to passively, like he's just idle and waits, which actually happened in my world record where he waited for 20 seconds.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
here we got to roll though. If we're doing this without the quit out, that's good. We also got to remember to drink our mana.
Destined death.
That's
All
good.
right, he did it.
Will not stop.
My character didn't move because my controller is kind of broken, but we're okay.
That's good. That's fine.
We get a quick riposte into a setup for phase 2 where we walk up towards him. He jumps over us. We get a charger to crouch, weapon art, combo into dead.
Nice
And
RNG.
real time, so we'll just wait here.
Yeah, that opening RNG can be so frustrating.
For sure, yeah. You do like strategies where, oh, do I crouch backwards? Do I like run to the left? Like what's gonna work? What's gonna
It's
make
so
him,
chaotic.
like just run towards me, please? But we were fortunate enough here that he decided to. And my character kind of stood still. Not intentionally either. I was holding forward on my controller. All right, so we just killed Malekith. We're now back in the capital, but since we burned the Erd Tree, it's pretty ashen. So we're in the ashen capital, and now we're trying to get back to the throne room. However, there is a guy who just wants to stop us because a man cannot kill a god, apparently. And you meet him in like the casual playthrough and in roundtable holding. He has a whole bunch of knowledge, but we really don't want to talk to him. We really don't want to deal with him.
To stand before
So
become Lord. To satisfy.
we're gonna hit him while he's talking. He's like, okay, what was that? We're gonna backstab
Rude.
him.
Take the throne. Queen Malekith have hopes for us.
And then we're just gonna, yeah, can you stop talking, please?
That fight, it either goes like that or it becomes a nightmare.
Or it becomes an absolute nightmare, which is
Yeah.
why we want to kill him while he's talking like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Cannot.
you actually stun him with the way that we did that backwards weapon art in a way that he can't roll
Yeah.
the follow up
Yeah,
if you
he can roll
position
away.
yourself properly.
Yep.
All right, we just got some new armor. We are now Gideon. And we're now going to get up to near the throne room. We're back in the bed chamber, but we want to get more powerful. So we're going to go back to the DLC and we're going to kill some DLC bosses. All right, so we've got 19 endurance, 40 strength. We're gonna upgrade our Scadutree blessing. We collected more. We're gonna go up to +6. And then we're gonna fight Mesmer. Mesmer is some people's favorite. I think he's a pretty cool boss. He's got a pretty iconic line in phase 2.
This is my favorite DLC boss.
I'm gonna pay attention a bit here. Okay, well, that's 2. 3. 4. Charge R2. Gotta step a little bit before the next attack, or else it whiffs. We're gonna wait, and then we're just gonna weapon art here. Set up a... My camera was weird, I had to stop talking there. Set up a stagger for phase 2. And then if we weapon art here, he's dead.
America.
We're gonna summon Hornsent at the end. He totally helped us. 100%.
Participation trophy.
Participation trophy. He is officially here now. He showed up late.
Yeah.
But he gets the credit.
Summon him.
Group project credit.
Summon him in at the end so he can get the experience.
So now we gotta talk to him to fulfill his quest line. There you go. You got your vengeance on Mesmer. Good job, buddy. So now we're going to go to the second boss that's blocking that shadowy spiral area. So we got Mesmer's Kindling Shard, and we need to, all right, 30 and then 45, yeah. And then we also need these. Now this is Romina, the centipede boss. She also has a lot of rot. Oh, she's being mean already. The goal for Romina is you want to stagger her as quickly as possible. So charge attacks are really important. She gave us a really nice sequence there. 2 charge attacks and 1 light attack, stagger her. Now, we frosted. We're going to use the weapon art to avoid the phase transition. We're going to throw a frost coil, do a jump attack. She's going to be mean and do another stall. Do another stall. I'm just going to play it safe. Another stall. And that should kill.
Nice. Oh. Elden Ring moment.
All right.
Elden Ring moment right there.
Never mind.
That happens so often in this game.
Oh my god. She should totally have died with that damage. That's so dumb. All right. Well, she is dead now. Did not grab me. If she did grab me, I think I was dead. I think I was in trouble. But yeah, we're gonna burn the ceiling tree. There's a cutscene. We get teleported to that shadowy spiral area, which we will now know as Enter Ilum. And this area is
dangerous.
This area sucks.
Yeah.
This area just sucks.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Nothing else I can say about it.
There's one spot that is just like ridiculous.
We are about to see it. Yeah, it is gonna be terrible, but we are gonna try to survive as well as we can. We're gonna definitely implement quit outs here.
Yeah.
To be as safe as possible. But yeah, I don't know what they decided to do here. It is one of the biggest reset areas in the speedrun, I would say. Just because there's some RNG aspects to it.
Yeah,
Right,
this
first
upcoming
RNG are these guys.
yeah,
I got hit once. Let's see if I get hit again.
this next spot,
Let's
like
get our stamina.
sometimes goes fine and sometimes very not fine.
Exactly, yeah, it's bad. So we're just gonna run past this elemental warrior. I'm gonna quit out at the bottom of those stairs, and then what I do is I run a bit and then I jump to like know where, have an idea of where the spirals are actually appearing at the ground.
Oh, another
So
quit
those
out
are
here.
they're random, right? They're all random where they're actually placed at the start. So it's just a reaction type situation. So again, I just ran a little bit and then I waited
Nice.
and we made it through. First
Nice.
try. That's huge. I have definitely lost world record paces here. All right, we're gonna get this safety grace right here. Now, there's a couple of ways of handling the next area. I like to use this big mace or this big great stars right here to stagger a bird. You can throw a dagger at it and it does the same thing, but I like using this big weapon to do it.
I just tried to run through and hoped I didn't die.
Yeah, if you don't stagger that bird, you can get like 3 or 4 of the range attacks, which are about to happen. All right, we got hit, but it shouldn't be enough that it's a big problem. Hopefully I quit out far enough that I don't get stuck. I did not, so that's good. We're also going to use our last kukri for a diversion here. There's this other scary elemental warrior. This one does frost. Just gonna throw a kukri here, grab the Skadoo fragment in this room. And he just really likes this wall. I don't know why, but he really likes that wall.
Nice. Are you okay with me reading a few announcements on this last little run up?
Sure. I'm just gonna say we're about to do a RTA strat where we essentially dodge or like hide from this guy coming up. But yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. If you missed out on any of our shows or events, be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. If you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel to get access to our emotes and chat with other subscribers during our replays. Back to you, Tom.
All right, we just passed one of the scariest enemies. It's known as the 3 quit out enemy in the actual speed run, but with real-time strats, you can just kind of crouch through that area and not get spotted. All right, here is another NPC that likes to talk, but luckily they decided that we can skip the dialogue a little bit in the DLC. So we just run to this entrance and then she finally shuts up. All right, so now we're gonna upgrade our endurance and then upgrade our Skadoo Tree Blessing a little bit more. And we're fully upgraded for the DLC, so let's see what happens. This room looks pretty ominous. Definitely an arena for some kind of fight. There was Letta there, who is the NPC that you see at the start of the DLC, like by Moog, if you decide to rest at the Grace there. But we skipped all that, and she's just protecting the upcoming boss.
Don't you dare approach Mikula.
All right, so 2 enemies are going to spawn in.
And Dryleaf Dane will never allow this.
I just realized I don't have the music on for you guys. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
this whole time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, will you put it on the like elevator maybe if you want to?
Yeah.
Or here.
Okay, this is very fickle what you do. All right, 1, 2, 3, crouch, 1, 2, 3, block cancel, 1, 2, roll, get your stamina back, avoid any attacks. Now, we have a friend here that's gonna help, but don't really need it if things go right, which they did. And now we're gonna use this finger sever to escape this place quicker than if they had us naturally leave.
Right, that's what you got at the very beginning of the run.
Yes, and the one downside to using that is you don't get the runes that you would get from this fight, but we don't need them. We're good. We're set. All right, we just grabbed a armor set, which when you roll or sprint at an enemy and then do an attack, there is more damage. Like it adds more damage to it. So it's just nice to have. It also is more defense, I believe, than Gideon's armor. That's about the same. All right, here we go. The final boss of the DLC. This one is, well, I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to let you guys witness it. I'm going to try not to talk here. I need to focus.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. Bad position. I missed. All right, we are going improv. This 100% will not stagger. I didn't even hit it. Are you kidding? Okay. All right. Okay. I panicked. I'm dead. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed my health and I was like, I'm not living through the block attacks, so I panicked. It's okay. We have some safety grease for this moment.
So, a question: are you playing on current patch?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's some changes from the original version of this boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the timings are a little different, but since we're parrying, okay. This is just gonna be survive pretty much. Things are just not going. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the fight changes slightly from the second attempt.
I can't believe that. All right, it's fine. We have one more blood grease. We can actually craft two more.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Sweet.
So we're actually okay. Okay, this is the one. Should do it.
Nice.
So we use the repose to avoid that explosion. We want to get out of this trench, but he really wants us to stay in it.
He loves fighting.
Let's get away from it, bud. And you should stagger.
Nice.
Okay, we made it. Let's go, dude.
Nice. GG. Nice fight.
Thank you. Took a little bit to get to it, but we did it.
How much
And-
of a difference is that refight?
Since it's parries, it's the same fight.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we had to touch the memory there. It's part of the rules to complete the category. And now we're going to upgrade to 51, and we're good now. We can equip our final items that we're going to use. Oralu, which is a boss coming up, the first Elden Lord, who we fought already, the spirit version. Well, now we're going to fight the real one. You get a charge or two spinning around him, jump attack. He's gonna, yep, he did the axe for us. He should do another one. Get a stagger here. And then the rest is scripted. So we're gonna riposte, take a little step, charge R2, weapon art through the attack. Do a weapon art in a way that he can't hit you with his start move, and then riposte and kill him.
Nice.
Tarnished. Thy strength.
And now
Sick crown.
we're at the last boss. Gonna remove some items just for inventory management. We are at the last boss. It consists of two bosses. First, we have to fight Radagon, and then we have to fight Elden Beast. So Radagon, we're gonna open with a jump attack and a charge R2. You might recognize all this, Regal.
Yep.
He's given us some decent RNG. Not really. RNG kind of sucks right now. That's fine. We're just gonna damage tank. Get the riposte. I crouch, drink for timing, and then do the full weapon art combo to avoid the foot stomp. R1 into a weapon art. And then this part's easy. You just roll through the slams. And he takes a while on this one, so you just kill him.
Nice.
And then we're going to apply the grease for damage on Elden Beast. Eat the exalted flesh, which gives us more damage as well. And there we go. We got a nice stagger on Elden Beast. And because of the damage, we don't need to get that extra hit after the riposte. We're just going to do 2 weapon arts. And
Nice.
he's dead.
Nice.
There we go. 2 gods defeated. Elden Ring speedrun. Time is when we get to the credits. And time. I'm sorry, Regal. That was the fastest one I've done.
That's okay. That's okay. That was an awesome run. Even with the, couple of deaths on Redaunt, I think that might have been the only boss-related deaths, or even just the only death period, right? Other than
I think that was the only boss I died to, which is kind of expected in in this run. He's definitely a reset point. I mean, when you make a mistake or he just decides to stall a lot, it gets like a really bad fight.
Parrying that boss is pretty tough. You got to be locked in for it.
Definitely,
certainly.
I felt a little unlocked, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a high stress situation. It's understandable. You can get better at it. There's some things that some patterns you kind of pick up on the more you do it, but it's just still so easy to make a mistake, and then the guy does almost all of your HP in one attack, and if
exactly.
you mess up,
I think you saw it on one of those. He just one-shot me.
Well, yeah, if you fail on just the wrong thing, he'll do a follow-up, and then that will kill you.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's brutal. But I thought in speedruns I used the thorns strat on him, so it was very different. And you had to cross your fingers and hope the thorns would work, because they were so inconsistent with how they landed. So I never did the parry strat in a run.
Okay, yeah, I've never done the thorn strat.
It's annoying. It's very annoying. When it works, it's oh wow, that was amazing. It did a lot of damage, and then the thorns just miss sometimes. You're well, that sucked. It's okay.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Thank you so much for this awesome run, Tom. Do you want to do your shout outs for yourself and everything?
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys so much for having me here on GDQ Hotfix Game Over. It was an absolute pleasure. It was my first run on a GDQ show, so thank you guys for the opportunity.
Yeah.
It means an awful lot. Hopefully I can do more in the future. I thought this run was a great debut.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back, Tom. You did so good.
I appreciate that. You can find me at twitch.tv/nuclearpastatom. I also have a YouTube channel it's just Nuclear Pasta. And I also want to give a shout out to Mitra's Double Moses and my chat for helping develop the route that has been created that I just showed you guys. So thank you guys for your hard work and time put in for making this route as seamless as it is right now.
Yeah, we've had Mitra's on before as well. Mitra's is very, very good runner as well.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, well, stick around, everyone. We have another run coming up. We have an Astro Bot run. King J is going to do a challenge level gauntlet of the hardest levels in Astro Bot, as far as I know. So if you want to stick around to watch more Astro Bot for Game Over, make sure to stay put. We're going to go on a little bit of break and transition between runs. But again, thank you so much, Tom. That was an amazing run. We'll be right back, though, with some Astro Bot. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Game Over. We have our second run coming up. It is going to be a run of Astro Bot, the game of the year from this previous year. King J is going to run a special little category called the challenge level gauntlet. So it's going to be showcasing some of the difficult stages in the game. I'm going to let King J take it away to explain it though, because they have way more experience with the game than me. So go ahead, take it away, King J.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody. I'm King J0444. This is Astro Bot. This game won Game of the Year, as mentioned before, in 2024. I ran this game actually at GDQ. I ran any percent there. But this is a miscellaneous category that is going to play through, there's 20 very difficult levels based on the PlayStation symbols. And they're known for being the hardest levels in the game. And then we're also going to end it with like literally the hardest level in the game, which is challenge level gauntlet, which is all of them combined basically into one final challenge level. So I'm excited to show this off, and I also have my commentator here with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Cryowolf05. I am a speedrunner in the Astro Bot community, and I've been running this game basically since the first week of the game's launch, and it's been a lot of fun. So I'm excited for King to be able to show off some of the hardest levels in the game and the ones that a lot of casual players will say give them the most trouble. So
yeah, there's some that are like specifically ones that a lot of people despise, and we'll get to those when we get to those. Really quick, I want to mention that like you can start this run on any level you want to do. The only rule is that you have to end on Great Master Challenge, as it's like a definitive ending. I'm gonna do these in the order that you would unlock them. So I'm starting with the triangle levels, and we're gonna end with the cross levels. So anyhow, without further ado, time's gonna be really weird. So I'm just gonna say go when it's time. Because it's going to be when the speeder appears after the loading screen. So, yeah, let's get into it. And go. All right, so this is our first level, cut and grind. As you can see, the platforms are triangles, and that's because these are the triangle levels. And as you can see, just a lot of stuff going on. And just like that, the level's over.
definitely one of the shortest of the challenge levels, but it's still one of the really cool just first time seeing the challenge levels and seeing that they're all based on the shape of the symbols of the PlayStation buttons. It was really fun to see all the new levels for the first time when you're playing casually.
Yeah. This one is probably the hardest of the triangle levels, which is Dashing Dillo. It's just very long, so if you fail at all, you lose upwards of like 30 seconds or something like that, so...
It was one of my favorite power-ups too that you don't get to see used in like any main level. It's only just used in these side levels, but you just get to go by really, really quickly. And when you're actually playing as well, there's some really fun audio and vibration when you're going across these spikes for the first time.
Yeah. Alright, very good. I almost died there.
Nice.
That electricity field there is probably the hardest thing to dodge in this level. And then
Definitely.
right here, you expect that you can just like, oh, go off the edge and it'll jump for you. No, you actually have to jump yourself. So make sure to do that.
The amount of times I've seen people playing on streams in their first playthroughs of this that just roll right off the edge there, it's always very funny.
Yeah. All right, so...
I also did it myself.
Yeah, so now we have these levels down here. Each world is going to be split up, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, or like 2 on each side, basically. So there's 4 per world after the first world. So that makes 20, and then the 21st level is going to be Great Master Challenge, which will take a little bit of time to actually get to it. We actually have to do some overworld movement to get there, so...
This is one of those deceptively tricky levels. It doesn't look very difficult, but when you're so used to using your hover as kind of a safety net for landing on platforms, and you no longer can do that because it just destroys the platforms underneath you, it makes this very difficult.
Yeah, definitely. Also, these the UFOs would normally be carrying bots that we would end the level with by hitting, but because I'm playing on a completed file, this is a New Game Plus category, we just collect these silver coins instead. Alright, and this is another pretty, like, not hard level, but one that I've seen people fail on a decent amount, which is Pumpkin Barrel. Gotta do some corner cuts here. save a little bit of time. And then a little bit of weird timing here, make sure we don't hit these electricity fields. But it's easy. There we go. Nice.
Very nice. Clean set of triangle levels.
So, yeah, now we move on to Circle, which obviously these are going to get harder the farther we get in. Circle levels, one of them specifically is very annoying, and it's up here. It's going to be our second one that we do.
Well, you're making them look easy, KJ, I gotta say.
Again, this is what 400 hours of playing this game does.
I mean, speedrunning can often do that. Things are often a lot harder than they appear to be.
Yeah, Cryo and I run this category called 300 bots, which is kind of like the better version of 100% in my opinion. We've been recently battling out's record in that category, so most of those, pretty much all of these levels except for Great Master Challenges in that category, so I had to get pretty good at them. And yeah, there we go, that's this one done. This one's probably, in my opinion, the easiest of the circle levels, so.
Oh, definitely.
Magnetic Mayhem.
And levels like these always are on casual playthroughs. I find more difficult just because you, one, don't understand them, but once you find like the clean line of strats to go through these, it really simplifies everything, and it's crazy how easy they actually become.
Yeah, we go from the easiest level though of the circle levels to the hardest. This is Workway Rally. There's one specific enemy that is the bane of everyone's existence. Alright, but this part's not so bad.
Hopefully we don't get got this time.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get got. That'd be great if I didn't. Right here, we can just skip fighting that guy by going over here. Alright, and it's this goop guy right here, but thankfully I have a way of dealing with him that makes sure that I don't get hit.
Very nice. Yes.
And we can skip that rope right over there by just going right over to this one instead, and should be done. Nice. Good. Okay, not dying there. I'm happy about that. I'm hoping to do Deathless today. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that's definitely one of the levels I'm always dreading whenever I come across it in either 100% or 300 bots.
Yeah, I forgot where the level was for a second. So, like we said, you can start on any levels like of the first 20. You can do them in any order you want. I know that world record actually starts with the circle levels, just to get them out of the way.
Yeah, I have a
okay,
feeling
that's a weird death.
Oh,
I
no.
meant to do a charge spin, but for some reason I didn't charge it. That's fine. That's a short one.
there's a couple of people that have been putting a lot of time into this these challenge levels to find all of the shortest routes and everything for the individual level strategies, and shout outs to Aqua and Leo who are both those people. But Leo, the current world record holder for the challenge level Gauntlet, starts on this one because there is a very difficult strat that's not very marathon friendly, but he goes for it in his world record for it, and so I have a feeling that's why he starts here.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
Absolutely.
So this level, I have a funny story for. So the first time I ever played this game was at PAX West, because I was there for a GDQ event running Celeste 64. And I got to try out this game for the first time before it released. And they had 3 levels you could play, and this was one of them. And shoutouts to the PlayStation person who was running that kiosk, because he asked me if I wanted to know the controls, and I was like, nah, man, I'm pretty good at platformers. And I died literally on the first jump, and he made fun of me.
You're pretty good at them. I think I'm.
Yeah, so I'm pretty good at platformers. But there we go. It's not that bad. Now that I, know how to play the game.
It's kind of mean to put one of the challenge level runs on the kiosk people that haven't.
I was surprised they did. Yeah, they picked so they had kind of like a hard level, an easy level, and then the first level of the game. And I decided to go with the harder level. It was also interesting that it was like a demo build, because they were all in the same world, and in the final game they're all in completely different worlds. So.
Dying on your first jump to becoming a top level speedrunner.
That's how it. That's how it is. I mean, I went through a similar arc with Dark Souls.
True. Shoutouts to Follow the Light. There's a group of people when this game first came out trying to do this level without the light bulb at all. It is possible. It's just really hard. But thankfully with the light bulb, it's not too bad. Alright, so next level. So these are the square levels. And most of these aren't too bad. There's only one that really annoys everybody, and it's known as like one of the hardest of the challenge levels, which is the, as I like to call it, the duck level. And you'll see why. Alright, this level's pretty cool. It's not relatively hard, but like you can have some pretty easy deaths on there because of these flames.
Yeah, I can definitely see like the difficulty ramping up as you go through these.
Oh yeah, and you'll definitely see the difficulty at the end with the challenge level gauntlet.
So it's just like the complexity goes up, and I can imagine doing these like your first time through. It's like, oh, I had to learn this part, and then I have to memorize this next part. Like, probably fail a whole lot just trying to get through it.
All right, this is the level that I think is one of the hardest. It's a splashing sprint because we have the duck here, and it's not always 100% where the water's going to go, so you have to do a little bit of RNG here. But thankfully, this is like the beginning part's the only real hard part. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Oh, that missile is it was out to get me.
Those missiles from those frogs are so brutal sometimes.
Yeah, and the missiles home into you unless you kill the frog, which is why I went out of my way to throw that duck at him right away. Alright, so good cycle. Alright, good. And we're done. That's one of the hardest levels done with.
Yeah, this is
definitely one of the top 3 hardest.
Looking chaotic.
That is definitely one of the hardest. The other hard level outside of Great Master Challenge, which is obviously going to be hard, is the one in the next world, which is called To the Beat.
So, are all of these like hazards, like one-shots? Like you're just dead?
Yeah, everything that hits you in this game kills you automatically.
Yeah, the way Astro Bot's designed, in general, the game entirely is revolved around dying to anything hitting you. Until you do any of the boss levels, then they're generous and they give you a couple of safety hearts. But yeah, that's one of the things that makes the game just a challenge in general, even on the normal levels, is not being able to take a hit from anything.
Yeah. Right there, I was on a cycle. As soon as you enter the level, you have a global cycle to use that moving platform so I can cut off like a little bit of running around the side. So saves a little bit of time. All right, and finally we move on to the cross levels. And yes, it is cross. I know some people like to call them X levels, but these are actually PlayStation themselves call them cross.
I don't think I'll ever call it cross.
I
don't
think I will either.
I know it's supposed to be, but I'm never gonna call it that. I'm sorry.
I'm good saying it in terms of the fact that I'm on a marathon. All right, but this is a really cool level where we have to slow everything down with these timepieces. We do have to wait for the time to run out before we throw it again, or else it'll just double up and it won't count. So, specifically this part's there. Gotta throw it so that we slow down these. I know, Kari, you mentioned like this part kind of annoys you sometimes.
Yeah, the cycle on this one can be a little rough at times for me. But you got a good one here.
There
Nice.
Had to wait for that for that enemy to come down.
It's one of the levels, there's a couple that you can kind of beat the UFO if you're fast enough, and this is one of them that it seems like because you're slowing everything down that you actually get to the end before the UFO makes it there.
So this is To the Beat. This is another level that I really hate, and I think it's like one of the hardest. Shoutouts to this guy on Twitter who posted about this level and said, "Wow, I can't." Okay, well that's a death.
Oh.
But there's this guy on Twitter, and I will always call him out for this. He posted about it, and the post got very popular, and he said, "Wow, I can't believe Astro Bot became Dark Souls." And to that guy, I have to say, I'm sorry that you had never experienced a hard level in a 3D platformer in your life.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, some people find Dark Souls to be easier than like even simple platformers.
True.
It's just a whole other
Very different skill set.
Exactly.
Alright, this is the hard part of the level here, though, is going up and over these guys. It is kind of random on which one they're going to be. It's another one of those global cycles, but there you go. I'll take it second try, and that wasn't too big of a death, too.
No, your death was very early, so it's not a big loss at all.
Yeah, the 2 deaths I've had so far have all been relatively early on, so... Alright, here's Shock Behavior. This is another one that just has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, every set of levels, there's 4 of them, and there always seems to be one that is a little on the harder side, so To The Beat, which we've just done, and then one that is, I would say, on the easier side, and this is probably the easier of the cross levels.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, this looks cool.
Yeah, just all these levels, the first time you play them, are really sick. And this one's also really short, because it's already over. So,
Yeah.
Making me want to like drop all the other games I'm playing casually. Start playing Astro Bot. I've got it on my PS5, but like just too busy to play it.
I was very excited when this game came out. I didn't intend to like go super hard into the speedrunning scene of this game, but then I honestly, part of the reason I did decide to go super far on it was because I knew that if I, it would maybe give me a chance of getting into HQ, and then there we are. So
Nice. Well, good job. Your plan worked out.
my plan worked. It wasn't my intention to be like, oh, I'm only going to run this so I can go to GDQ, but yeah. And then it won Game of the Year, and I think that's something very deserved. I didn't expect it to.
Yeah.
But.
I was rooting for Balatro personally, but
I think a lot of people were.
this seems like a worthy game.
But that's every level in the actual worlds, like the overworlds, done. So now all that we have left is Great Master Challenge. If you don't know this level, this is basically the one hard final level that most Mario games are famous for having, like the perfect run and stuff like that in Champions Road. So this is basically that for Astro Bot. And I know a lot of people, some people said it took them like 2 to 3 hours. It took me 15 minutes the first time I played it, but the reason why it only took that long is because I'm very experienced in Mario platformers. I speedrun every 3D Mario game. So I had a lot of knowledge of what to expect going in. But this is a pretty difficult one, especially near the end. So let's see if I can first try it.
I think there's been people that have said they just decided not to mess with this bonus level at all after beating the game. It just was too difficult and not worth the time for them.
Did you say that this is like all of the levels back to back or something? Is that what you said?
So it's the reason why I said it's kind of like all of them combined is because this has all 4 of the symbols
Shapes.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically kind of like the level to end them all. So
Yeah.
just giving a heads up though, time is going to be when I collect the coin on this level. So we're already at the end. But yeah, we'll see if I can one-shot this. As you can see, just a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
And we haven't mentioned these small enemies. They're what killed me the first time. You have to do a spin in order to get them off you.
There are a couple levels in the main game where they appear and they always catch me off guard just because I don't see them always because they're so small. And then I die and I'm just like, what killed me?
Also, yeah, there's no checkpoints, obviously. If you die once here, you go back to the very beginning. This guy's
just
the worst.
that.
Yeah. Alright, so that guy,
Nice.
I take it a little bit safe. I'd rather just not die on him. Alright, and now we have cross. We have triangle.
And triangle.
We have square. And ending it off on circle. And there we go. Nice. First try. I'll take it.
Nice. One shot. Let's go.
All right. So get ready on time here. And I have to wait for this little cutscene. And time. There we go.
Very
Awesome.
clean.
Nice.
That was super cool.
Yeah, I'll take the 2 deaths, honestly. They were 2 very small deaths.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's challenge level Gauntlets. So yeah, if for anybody who's interested in speedrunning anything Astro Bot related or Astro's Playroom, we do have a Discord for that. And maybe the 2-hour any percent is a little too daunting. This is a cool way to start it off because you get to play, the hard levels and do them all in one go and get better at them. So yeah.
Do I think we have a little bit of time. Do you want to show off the other small thing that you had prepared?
Yeah, for sure. We talked about the fact that because Elden Ring went pretty far underestimated.
Yeah, we had a gamer moment with Tom.
Yeah, we because of the gamer moment, I will show off the speedrun levels. This is an incentive I did at GDQ as well, where I just did them all in one go. So we'll do that here as well.
Yeah, while you're transitioning to that, I'm going to read off one more announcement. So you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to check out our Season 4 schedule and check out the schedule for an in-depth look at this week's runs. And back to you, King J.
Sounds good.
I'm interested
All right,
to see
so these speedrun levels here, these shout out to the community of people who like dedicate hundreds and hundreds of hours to one specific level. Like I will literally show the world records here for specifically building speed. They're so much better than I can do. Like look at people with 27s and I have a 29. Shout outs to Jordy and Relly. I saw Relly in chat earlier. Shout outs to them who like literally put so much time into one singular level, and each level and all of them individually have their own dedicated people who grind them out. So I'm gonna try to do my best and show off the top strats for them, but without further ado, there's 5 of them that we have to do, and we're gonna do all of them in one go. So time's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. This will probably be around like 5 to 6 minutes, most likely. All right, so starting with building speed, this is these levels are going to be showing off the power-ups that we have in the game. We didn't get to see those in the challenge levels because those just showed off Astro's core movement.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun with these speedrun levels, and it's crazy that Team Asobi is giving these levels out as well as another free DLC level. Like I said, for free, which most DLCs they could easily have made us pay like $5 to $20 for. So
yeah,
shout outs to Team Asobi.
All right, there's the first one. I'm gonna go with safety strats for this, just because of the fact that I'm doing them all in one go. So I'm gonna go for some relatively safer lines instead of going for just speed. I will go for one cool strat here in this next level. Let it slide though. This one's called Seal Jump. So let's see if I get this first try. You're gonna jump off the seal's nose over here. Okay, I think I got. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to do that to be a little bit safer. It's okay though.
Ooh. That's fine. It's still seal jump's really fun to do.
Yeah. And then we're gonna use some hover extensions to get over this huge gap.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to play a little bit safe here now because I already used up my other ramp that I can make. So I'm just gonna have to play it over here.
You have a limited amount of those that you can do.
Yeah, only 3.
Yeah, every time you suck up from the puddles that they have throughout this level, you get 3 charges to use throughout it. And it does actually take some time to do the animation for it. So when we were routing this level in the beginning of its release, it was basically, how do we do this with only 1?
Yeah. Alright, so here we have the Froggy Gloves. This is one of my least favorite levels of the speedrun ones. It's got some cool strats in it, but I didn't grind this one out too much.
No, this is probably, in my opinion, the most insane one out of all of them in terms of the strats that the top players have found for it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's evolved the most from the beginning of its release out of all of them.
Yeah, because of the speedrun level, they actually found tech for these Froggy Gloves that we didn't know existed beforehand. So here's a very tight jump. There we go. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Being able to grab onto that is very sketchy sometimes.
Yeah, definitely the scariest jump.
All right, and then next is this is, I would say, probably the most forgettable of the speedrun levels. I feel like everyone just forgets that this one exists, which is Helium Heights.
Probably. Probably, yeah.
But yeah, this one has the balloon power up.
Is this one just not a particularly interesting one to speedrun?
Yeah, it's basically just go straight for it. It has like one cool strat coming up here where I'm just going to go ahead and climb on these little bumpers and then go around the outside like this. But that's pretty much the only like interesting strat. Okay, that sucks. It's apparently still hard because I failed it.
Well, it's just like, I guess, lack of experience if you're like grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should mention I haven't played these since I showed these off at HEQ. So.
Yeah, in terms of power-ups, this one just doesn't have quite the same, I would say, fun factor to it. Like something like the dog boost is very fun to use. And then on the ice level, just the ice movement alone is just very fun. Plus you have a skip like Seal Skip, which is visually more interesting and fun to pull off.
Yeah, speaking of interesting, the last level we have here is the monkey power-up, where I'm going to shake my arms until they make it, because fast climbing is a thing. We start off with a pretty cool skip here, going up here. Nice. But yeah, basically, to climb faster, you have to shake your arms like that, except I failed a little bit. And you're going to see it pretty well here if I can get it. There we go.
Very nice.
Oh, whoops. And then we go ahead and fling ourselves up. So yeah, get right on time here as well for the speedrun levels. It's going to be at the very end here when I touch the pad. Oh, whoops. I died. Okay, never mind. You have a little bit more time.
Wow.
The monkey hand's probably the most divisive power-up in the game in terms of casual players to the players that are at the top of the leaderboards, just because the movement difference between a top player and a casual player is significantly faster.
Motion controls also can be kind of contentious, whether people like them or not.
Yep, I am actually somebody that doesn't use motion controls while playing this game.
So I haven't played this one, but I played Astro's Playground, and a lot of the motion controls or like the resistance on the triggers hurt my hands. I don't have like the best hands. I have like bad wrists, and they like actually cause me pain to play. So I don't know about this specific one, but it could cause the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I think in this game they've definitely improved on the motion controls and just the haptic feedback and everything that the controller does compared to the first one.
And time, there we go.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, sorry about my coughing there in the middle of that. That caught me so off guard and made it really hard for me to climb there. But yeah, there we go. That's the speedrun levels. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that run, King J. That was really cool.
Thank you for having me on last minute to show this off.
Yeah, and thank you, Cryo, as well for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you guys want to do your shout outs and whatnot?
Yeah, for sure. Shout outs to the people in the speedrunning community, specifically the people who grind out the ILs for both the speedrun levels and also the challenge levels. Those are definitely the most popular to do IL runs for, specifically Great Master, or the Great Master Challenge is the most ran IL this game has. And I also want to shout out the mods, shout out to Commander, Zalius, Addy, for all their work, and all the verifying they do. You have anything you want to shout out, Cryo?
No, like I said earlier, our shout outs to Leo and Aqua for the challenge levels. They've been pushing those as far as they could take them. Shout outs, like you said, to the Astro community. Great community to be a part of. If anybody has any interest in speedrunning this game, whether it be individual levels or full 2 hour any percent runs, definitely hop into the Discord, and we're all here to help you learn.
Yeah, Great. For sure.
Okay. Well, with that, I think it is time to call it quits on today's episode of Game Over. So we had two really awesome runs today. One was the Elden Ring, Two Gods Glitchless by Nuclear Pasta Tom. Went a bit under estimate because Tom just had a really, really sick run. That was awesome to watch. That was a really cool run of Astro Bot by King J of all the challenge levels. But that's going to be all for us today. I'm your host, Regal. Thank you so much for watching us on Game Over. Make sure you stay tuned for the upcoming Hotfix show, Think Fast, right after this. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.